Hello, Melissa.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you, Vince. How are you?
Yeah. Getting through the Friday. Now, the reason that we've got you in today is to talk about Illegal Migrant, which is a film. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Sure, absolutely. It's horror. It came about last year. Plays and actually adapted that now to screen. So Illegal Migrant is the first of 6 short films that will be premiering tomorrow.
Awesome. And how did you get involved with the overall, getting into this originally?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So one of my friends was a social worker and she was working with New Zealand Prostitutes Collective.
Yep.
And
a bloody great collective, I must say.
Absolutely, really good. And so she said, I think we've got some stories here that we should be telling. So I work with her on interviews to create 6 stories. Transgender, rent boy, married woman, refugee, underage sex worker and illegal migrant.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, and they're all 10-minute pieces on the stage, and they will probably be 10 to 12-minute pieces on short film as well.
How did you deal with things like funding? Because that's obviously a huge part of making something like this.
I work on 0 budgets.
Yep.
So I fund everything myself, or sponsors have been very kind to me as well.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So we're having the premiere tomorrow on Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. Isn't that ironic, Vince?
Yes,
Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So it is about sex workers' work. It is a film about sex work. However, it's not too graphic.
Okay.
It's a really beautiful piece that will be travelling global. So we'd love you to come along and see it. It is a rare occurrence that Charlotte and Clinic actually do free events. So, please come along if you can. It's every 30 minutes from 6 p.m. till 10 at Lot 23 Minnie Street in Eden Terrace. So
plenty of opportunity to catch it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can have a look at the project and speak to some of the other creatives there. So
the plot, let's talk about the plot a bit. If there is a... Is there a plot in a short film like that?
Yeah, there is, absolutely. So Illegal Migrant is sort of like a little snippet, a little snapshot of her life. So in terms of her client, who John, who she has liaisons with, and a little bit about sort of her past and what she does in her day, and where she hangs out, and so you get a little bit of an idea on who she is and what she's about. So it's quite a beautiful piece like that.
Is it more dangerous? Is it in New Zealand compared to worldwide? What is the danger level ratio?
Yeah, all right, no problem. So New Zealand, obviously we've got the decriminalisation here that took effect 2003. So sex work is actually legal in managed capacity in brothel and on the street. So you won't get arrested for soliciting. So it's, New Zealand was one of the first countries in the world to actually break through in that piece of legislation. So it's really, really important, and I empower that through the pieces.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very respectful of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. From a police point of view, does that sort of enable them to be protected a hell of a lot more? Obviously it does, but does it happen?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think with sex workers, they do come across their own issues on the street in terms of being attacked and raped and things like that. However, I think the police generally are respectful, hopefully, with their situation, and there are a lot of other charitable organisations that do help them as well.
Absolutely.
Through that process.
Is there something that you've taken, because obviously you have a bit of a you're in the know, I suppose, but is there something that you've sort of gained from the film that maybe you didn't sort of think about or whatever before the film?
I mean, I've done a lot of research. So over the whole year, last year, 2014, I worked with a lot of people. So it was really, really insightful in terms of, how people live in this capacity, sometimes hard, sometimes it's a choice. I mean, I've done a focus on street sex work, which is slightly different to brothel or managed sex work. So it has opened my eyes. I did work with LifeWise last year, and the actors and myself slept rough last year as well to raise money for...
Oh, over at AUT?
Yes, absolutely, yeah, for the big sleep out. So, I mean, we're very passionate towards the project and have done a lot of research surrounding that, and it's really a global, universal project now. We are up on Indiegogo now as well.
Okay,
Yeah, so looking at those messages... across the world, because it is topical, it is controversial, and it does affect a lot of people.
What are we hoping to get out of this? What are you hoping to get out of this?
Hopefully it's something that you can take away from you, and you can be a little bit more appreciative and understanding, and destigmatise, Vince, not be so judgmental on sex work. And that's really the messaging there about breaking down those boundaries.
Absolutely. So Charlatan Clinic and Lot 23% Illegal Migrant. Give us the details on that again. It's running every half an hour from 6 o'clock.
It's from 6 p.m. tomorrow through to 10 at Lot 23 Minnie Street, Eden Terrace, and we'd love you to come along. You can buy a glass of wine and sit down, almost like a movie theatre experience. There's a film studio there and a cafe, and enjoy the ambience and the atmosphere of what's going around you. It's sponsored by Love Your Condom and Paper Bag Princess and Splice and Lot 23, Four Eyes Media. So there's some there'll be some great people there, and you can probably speak to me as well. Yeah,
absolutely. So there will be room for discussion?
Yes, there will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll be encouraging that?
Yes, definitely. Yes, awesome. Open discussion. Love that.
And where are we going from here?
All right, so I'm working on the next film, Underage Sex Worker, and I'll be starting to film that next month, and then I've got another 4 after that, so I'm very ambitious, trying to actually make another 5 shorts in 2015, and looking at those horror stories to travel and to go to Sundance and things like that.
And that one is obviously going to be a lot heavier than this one.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. The Illegal Migrant is the safest film by far, and the others have a lot more, I suppose, controversial issues, like a 15-year-old sex worker as a minor. So you know we're dealing with other themes there, and then transgender is about a chap who comes back from the islands, is not accepted by his family. So, dealing with a whole lot of issues based on real stories.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in, Melissa. And good on you, honestly, really good on you. It's such a great thing to be doing, a topic, and getting people talking about it, and maybe getting a bit of knowledge out there as well. Yeah. So people, it's not going to be as confronting as they might think it's going to be?
No, the play was very confronting. I did have schools come and see the play, Whore, and they were quite moved by the piece and quite disturbed as well, because of what happens to people. But the film is a little bit less, especially this first piece. It's not so confronting.
So if you are not doing anything tomorrow, I do encourage you to go out tomorrow night, Saturday the 14th of Feb, Lot 23 at 23 Minnie Street there in Auckland, every half an hour from 6 o'clock up until 10.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
We'd love to see you.
Thank you for that, Melissa.
Thank you so much, Vince.